Hi, I'm Pedro again. I wanted to show you some of the tweaks that I've made since we've discovered that this approach to have a direct sign in from the current uh, global sign in page into the organization and the landing page, that this is not technically possible to maintain the security standards. So we have to go back to the original proposal of actually forcing users to go to an organization sign in page to then sign in and go to the appropriate landing page. So there needs to be this intermediate step for users that belong to an organization in case they first come to the global sign in page. So the only change, but it's an important change here, is to introduce this loading step in between. So when we are checking the user email, they've entered their username or primary email, there is this debounce period, which is going to do the check in the backend to understand if we are going to just show them the continue button in case they belong to a specific organization, which if the user then presses, they go into the org sign in page. Or depending on the background check of the username and email, if they did belong to the default organization, we just show the password field for them to enter. I've amended the prototype to show this and also added a placeholder here to make it easy for you when you're testing out the prototype to see how this behaves. So like before, if we just enter user@gmail.com, for example, it's going to check in the backend whether this user exists in the default database in the default organization, so that they can then enter their passwords to log in and sign in into the default organization. The alternative is going into an organization page. So if I enter, as it says here in the placeholder, user@org.com, it checks that this user belongs to a specific organization and they need to press continue to go into the organization sign-in page. But that loading step in between gives them the right expectations about what's going on during that check period. Another thing that we have to be very careful is to ensure that any automations work well when people are signing in, so that we avoid disrupting existing users as much as possible. And an example of this is autofilling passwords using password managers in the browser or outside of the browser, like 1Password. So here I've tried to demonstrate that with the behavior. So if we select here continue, it's going to autofill as if I was using a password manager. So this is just mimicking the behavior. So if I press here, you see that it autofills the username, it does the check, and it also fills in the password. So this is really important for us to try to maintain, so that people can still add their password and pre-fill their password and seamlessly navigate into the right sign-in flow without having to manually go into the email address and first enter the email and pre-fill the email address, and then have to manually enter the password again. So if we can make this as seamless as possible, that would be great. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this was helpful.